Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 1 of this Red Bull career mode, where we're trying to rewrite history and become a consistent teammate to Max Verstappen. Since 2019, it's been a very tricky case for the Red Bull second seat, and this career mode tries to explore that with an alternative story. Now, before you dive into this one, I really hope you'd had the chance to watch the prologue because there's gonna be spoilers ahead. So before proceeding, go watch that. If not, let's jump in.
Oh, hey, you're here. I'll catch up with you. Sorry, I'm just on my way out, but your workstation's at the back over there. It should be all set up on the network, but let the guys know if it isn't. From there, you can access all the data you need to help us direct development of the car. Get yourself settled, and then head out to practice when you're ready. I'll catch up with you later, okay?
Welcome to your new team. Red Bull have taken the sport by storm over the past decade or so to become one of the most successful on the grid. They have a constant influx of new talent from their famous young driver program, so make sure to impress, lest you lose your seat to another rising star.
So here we are, just across from Max Verstappen. You can see him there taking a look at things. The first thing we're going to do is go to R&D, research and development. As we can see, we're the third best team on the grid at the start of the season. I mean, we finished third in the constructors last season. And what we're going to do is just dive into the tree, see where we are. In terms of powertrain, we're one of the teams trailing on the bottom. We're the best team in terms of chassis. I don't see any comparison with durability. And in terms of aerodynamic, we're second. So our first batch of points is going to be more focused on our powertrain department, just to get the car up to speed. I'm going to do an upgrade there, and one for durability, just to kickstart things off. Another thing I'd like to take a look at is contracts.
Winning rivalries is a great way to earn respect from your team and around the paddock, which will help make it easier to negotiate favourable contracts. Your first rival is always your teammate, but you can choose who to declare as your second. The harder the rival from the eligible selection, the more respect you stand to gain or lose depending on the result.
Now we're being told that Max Verstappen, of course, is our rival, but we're just slowly moving into this seat and finding things out. Some eagle-eyed viewers will notice I took another helmet as opposed to the white one that I had for the prologue series. Some quick messages. A welcoming from Christian Horner, who we've just seen at the opening part while moving into this office. Carl giving us some information. Carl is going to be our race engineer from what I see. Emma, our agent, telling us our goals and giving us updates. Carl with the weekend review and a weather forecast from Jeff. Okay, let's head to Australia then.
Welcome to Melbourne and the inaugural event of the F1 2019 Championship season. The session is starting shortly and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. A feeling that anything can happen this year, and if it does, well, this weekend could be the opening chapter to one of the most exciting F1 seasons ever. Joining me in the commentary box is, of course, Anthony Davidson. And it's great to have you back again. What can you tell us about this year's roster? There are some new faces this year, aren't there?
Absolutely, Crofty. There's been a number of interesting signings over the last few months. Where would you like to start?
Let's talk about Croft.
Right, well, this is definitely someone to keep an eye on. Well, they've been signed up likely in no small part due to the way they carried themselves in the Formula 2 Championship. They have a great track record of putting the team first. At one of the races, they even gave up their own position when their car had a technical issue, so that their teammate Lucas Weber, who also debuts here today, could get ahead. That kind of team spirit could take them a long way this season.
Those two aren't the only new faces from Formula 2 this season, are they?
No, this season will introduce fans to George Russell and Lando Norris, two very promising young British drivers. Plus, we'll meet Alexander Albon from Thailand, and finally Devon Butler. Now, Devon was a bit of a controversial figure in Formula 2 last year. He racked up a lot of penalties over the course of the season, including one where he collided with his closest rival. It was a nasty clip. Now, certainly after the event, they were nothing but professional in terms of how they spoke about the incident with Devon, but it's hard to imagine them being as polite about it behind closed doors. I think this rival will be one to keep an eye on over the next few races, as both drivers take their first steps into the world of Formula 1.
This first race of the season is always quite difficult for us trackside, and for those back at the factory as well, as it's the first time the car has run since winter testing. The more consistent mileage you can get in these sessions, the happier we'll be. A bit like a rubber out on track, try to take it easy for a couple of laps.
So this is our first drive out of the pits. Just wanna give a quick feel of the car while we start. Set fuel mode to lean. I have missed driving this car. At least driving in the 2019 career mode. This is the tail end of P2. I'm gonna go on an outlap for qualifying pace program. Just to see how well we're doing competitively with the rest of the grid before we head into qualifying.
Test complete, and that was a very good job indeed. We got a lot of valuable information out of that.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three, who are Croft, Bottas and Devon Butler. And that's it, practice is officially over. Until next time, goodbye.
So at the end of practice we end up getting P1 by 3/10, about 4 over Valtteri Bottas. We don't know how this is gonna look like in overall terms, but if this is what we're bringing to the front, it might mean we'll have to tweak the AI a little. Anywho, just looking through the rest of the grid, Devon Butler P3 in the Ferrari. Verstappen gets P5. All right.
Amazing performance out there. I'm sure you're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, I'd say I'm
You really
very
went
happy.
all out in practice today. Are you testing new components?
I'd say it's important to maximize time on the track since we're rookies,
You
per
were
se.
flying in practice. Do you think you can carry this over to qualifying?
Yes, and I'd like to say that the engine is working well so that we have
Great. Well, that's everything.
better input in our power unit department because that is the section in R&D where we're not doing the very best. Or maybe just quickly before we head into quali, let's simulate P3. Then something I've loved about F1 2019 as opposed to the newer iterations of it is you get R&D for every stage you work through. And so at the end of an event, you've kind of built up a lot more. I don't know if the amount is similar or if it changes along the line, but with the much we've gathered, I believe chassis was where we were beating everyone. So I will do an aero upgrade for the front wing in readiness for our next weekend. We have 270 to spare. Can that go anywhere? Cheapest is a 500. 500, 1000. Okay. Messages wishing us good luck. There's going to be spots of rain in qualifying, but it's going to end up being dry. So that's going to be one to observe. And finally, the race is going to be dry. Okay, that should make things interesting. Alright, next up is qualifying. Let's see how well we perform there.
We're just about ready to kick off today's qualifying here in Melbourne. It's the Australian Grand Prix. And as we count down to that green light, I have...
Now, it is soaking wet on the track. I don't know what would be the best way to go about this, whether to give it a bit of time, see if the track conditions get better, or whether to go out in the rain. I see Hamilton going out in the rain, full wet tires. Things like what I'm going to do is accelerate time from here and see if the conditions get any better.
I'd take a set of intermediates in these unpredictable conditions.
Okay, it seems like it's working. Now we're being told to take inters instead. What I'm quickly going to do is have my fuel load at 3.4. Actually, no. For an inter run, I'd rather have a 5.1 and then run a bunch of laps in it, observing how conditions get over time. And then for tires, intermediates.
Okay, some quick lap times are now being posted. It's getting faster out there.
Yeah.
Take it easy to start with. The track's wet.
Now I'm using a dry setup because the race is going to be in the dry, so I'm hoping it won't compromise how well I do in these treacherous conditions. For now, we're just gonna give our best. Let's go. Some mistakes on that lap. See if we can iron them out. Here's our second attempt. Had a big tank slap on the exit of the chicane. Just compromised that lap completely. We're going to go into the pits. And just hope our lap time did what it needed to. 2 would be good. It's no longer up to us now.
It's a bit disappointing, but we just need to push hard in the race and we can still come away with something.
Okay.
And with qualifying complete, let's review our top 3 today. Bottas, Vettel and Devon Butler. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
So the time loss we had at the chicane seemed to have cost us a lot more because we are in P14, 2.4 seconds off Valtteri Bottas. Okay, this is going to be a start to a Red Bull career that is looking more like the actual thing. Let's see if we can fight back, gain some positions and live up to the expectations. P6 is our goal according to the contract, but we might do better. Let's see how this goes. It's time for the Grand Prix. We're getting a quick update from Claire. Champions have a rough Saturday at the office. Red Bull's rookie driver, Brandon Gahole, faced a difficult qualifying session on his Formula One debut. Despite soaring expectations during the 2018 Formula 2 season, Red Bull's decision to sign Gahole over candidates from their junior team has intensified scrutiny, placing him firmly in the spotlight. Gahole impressed early in the weekend, topping the timesheets in the second practice session with a lap of 1:25.869. Almost 4/10ths clear of the nearest rival. Speaking confidently afterwards, Gahole seemed optimistic about his chances heading into qualifying. However, inclement weather during the qualifying session presented unexpected challenges. While Gahole appeared in control for much of his fast lap, he lost rear grip on the exit of the final chicane, compromising his time. He ultimately managed a 1:38.818, approximately 2.5 seconds adrift of pole sitter Valtteri Bottas. As the forecast indicates dry conditions for race day, all eyes will be on Gohole to see if he can recover from his qualifying setback. Was his exceptional pace in free practice a sign of his true potential or merely beginner's luck? Tomorrow's race will offer the first real answers. He continues to ride defending champion Lewis Hamilton endured a challenging qualifying session, securing only 10th place on the grid. Despite expressing satisfaction with the car's balance, Hamilton admitted he was unable to fully capitalize its potential in the tricky conditions. Reflecting on the session, Hamilton acknowledged there is a lot to look back on. I love how the car felt, but unfortunately I couldn't pull it all together today. Looking ahead to the race, he emphasized his commitment to the team, stating, I owe it to everyone in the garage to fight back tomorrow and deliver the best result possible. With his trademark determination, Hamilton will be aiming to make strong progress through the field when the lights go out. In team news, she writes, Horner defends rookie Gohole after challenging qualifying in Melbourne. Red Bull Racing Team principal Christian Horner has come to the defense of rookie driver Brandon Gohole. Following a difficult qualifying session, he saw him finish 14th in wet conditions at the Australian Grand Prix. Addressing questions about Gohole's performance, Horner remarked, He's a good lad and this was his first qualifying session in Formula One. The conditions were wet and he needs time to settle in. He's just a rookie after all. Horner also highlighted Gohole's impressive showing in free practice too, adding, he has already shown real potential and if his FP2 performance is anything to go by, tomorrow's race could be an exciting one for him. With Horner's public support and expectations high after strong practice phase, attention now turns to how Gohole will respond when the race gets underway.
New drivers, new cars, it's a new Formula One season. But it's the same Albert Park that we've come to know and love for more than 2 decades now that plays host to round 1 of a 21-race championship that takes us from here in Australia across the globe and the eventual season finale at the Yas Island Circuit in Abu Dhabi. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. Its combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners make it a tricky track when it comes to overtakes. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. We have plenty of changes to the sport this year with tweaks to the regulations, a fresh-looking spread of tyre compounds, and of course some changes to the roster of car manufacturers. It's goodbye to Sauber and hello once again to the classic name of Alfa Romeo in Formula One. It's also goodbye to Force India. They've been rebranded as Racing Point. Joining me to take you through all the action of the 2019 Formula One season is Anthony Davidson. And it's great to have you with us.
Thanks, Crofty. Always happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to getting underway. Last year was Mercedes' 5th Constructors' title in a row, although for the first half of the season it was absolutely neck and neck with the Ferraris. Hopefully this year we can see the chasing pack take that final step, as I'd love to see a championship contest all the way up to the final race in Abu Dhabi. Another story to keep an eye on is the performance of Red Bull, who have switched to the Honda Power Unit this year. What that will mean for both their performance and reliability remains to be seen.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and starting alongside him P2 is Sebastian Vettel. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Butler, Verstappen, Lucas Faber and Grosjean, Ricciardo, Raikkonen, Gasly and Lewis Hamilton, Sainz, Croft, Norris, Lance Stroll, Giovinazzi, Russell, Robert Kubica and Sergio Perez. Hülkenberg and Daniel Kvyat completes the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Keep your eyes open on the run to turn 1 and keep it clean. We want to come out in one piece. Good luck.
So the race strategy we're being told is to go with the soft to medium. I I know 2019 was around the time you had to use the tires you qualified with, but since we qualified in intermediate conditions, will I be able to change my tires? Yes. So what I'll do is go 17 laps in the mediums, and then for my second stint I'll switch to the soft tire. I want to see if I can extend for my first stint and then have a very quick stint at the end of it. Then since I will be in traffic, I'll have 29.5 laps of fuel to see me through. Alright, this is going to be a start of something new. Let's see how well we do. It seems like everyone around me is on softs. Best run into the first corner. We've been able to regain our positions. We're back to 14. Train is still intact. Send one on signs here. Defends well. And once more. I'm gonna try it here.
Nice work, that brings you up a place.
The engineer says it's good, it's good. Our next opponent. Gasly's line was compromised there. That's why we had to be careful with the chicane. Be able to make the position.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
Slowly catching up to Antonio here. We go purple in sector 2. Very unorthodox overtaking position there, but it works. Can you get another?
You're increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep this up.
With some good defending there, but there was a bit of contact. We're going to take the position here. Nice and easy. Now, you need to catch up to the guys ahead. Get back to the DRS train, otherwise you'll be left behind. As is characteristic of this track.
Okay, clear.
Is there an incident ahead or behind you? Stroll, I believe you is behind you.
Safety car deployed. The safety car has been deployed. Watch your delta. Make sure you keep it positive as we catch the pack. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
I don't know whether I should go for a set of hearts at the end of the race or maybe don't know what to do here. But I'm not going to gamble. I'll let other people make that decision for themselves. Ricardo pits. So does Grosjean. I don't think pitting right now would make sense. Yes, of course you're going to have a two-stop race with hearts to the end. Just leave you as a sitting duck. Good thing is, we are now able to catch up to the lead pack, and we have medium tires. This might have just played in our favor.
Okay, let's get We're ready to go racing again. The safety car is in this lap. When the field accelerates, remember, there is no overtaking until the green flags. Safety car in this lap. Seconds. Plenty of energy, switch to overtake and have a go.
Wasn't close enough for the pass there.
Some of this energy, increase the ERS deployment.
I'm trying to be smart about this overtake. It does seem Raikkonen has more pace. Too soon.
That move was reckless. We're lucky not to have been penalised. A new strategy is available on the MFT.
I believe Raikkonen didn't give me enough room there.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS. DRS is now online.
We have Hamilton up
has
ahead.
started to click back. There's a gap beginning to form.
Hamilton up ahead in the middle of battle. The Haas, I believe?
MFD for a new strategy option. Okay, gap ahead is 3.2 seconds. Okay, clear.
Butler run into engine issues.
Understood, copy that.
I have a new strategy telling me that I could take these tires to lap 19. I believe it's because of the safety car. Hamilton pits. And up ahead is our teammate, our former teammate Lucas Weber.
Max in the pits.
Puts us in the race lead. So what we're gonna do is make sure this is a very fast lap. Let's try and create that gap. I'm gonna put Richmond's and also turn the ERS a bit down.
Okay, you're in the top 10. We've pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
The good thing about our strategy is those who pit during the safety car are going to be traffic for those who pit after. My job is just to running clean laps.
Rush now. We're boxing this lap.
I think that would make sense. Boxing this lap, keeping to the strategy. Those Bottas has started to gain on us.
this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach.
The soft tire.
Release. Strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Come out P8. Behind Raikkonen. With the freshest tyres in the grid. We just need to slowly bring them to temperature. Quick work of Raikkonen.
Nice work, that brings you up a place. We're trailing our teammate by 10.8 seconds.
Big corner cut. Over to nav DRS there. Now we are hunting Perez.
Gap to car in front is 2.1 seconds. Some energy harvesting, reduce ERS deployment.
Grip on the tires on my friend there. Could just go late on the brakes, and now all of a sudden
5 laps of fuel remaining. Copy that.
At that part of the race where I need to focus. I've set it to lean and none. DRS. We should be able to still run good pace. Slowly catching up to them. Don't know if I can make the move here. He's too far ahead. But we are catching him. We have enough charge and fuel. I might go for it here. Not too early. So it should be a sitting duck. I have better tires. He defends well. Oh my goodness. This might not be as easy as I'm thinking. But here we go now. I don't think he has the pace to beat us now. Just take the cautious inside line. And just like that, we take P4. I believe for the remainder of the race, the goal will be to keep him behind. My tires at 36. have the DRS, but I have the better tire grip. Leave some space on the inside. Very unorthodox place to try and overtake. We have seen that before. Final lap. Please. 7 tries once more. We have a bit of fuel scale. I'm gonna set it to lean. The circle sections like here. Save some battery to defend on this last DRS straight. And go all out. Bottas wins. We are gonna bring home a P4 on our debut to mark the start of our career as Red Bull drivers.
That's it for another Grand Prix and a fantastic win for Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. I mean, do you pit for fresh rubber? Do you have the space behind you? How much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. And that's exactly what happened today.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. Let's see how the driver standings have changed. Valtteri Bottas takes the top spot. He's our new Drivers' Championship leader after today's result. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Well, you can't fault anything that Sergio Perez did out on the track today. He drove flawlessly, making him an easy pick.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
Alright, as per driver standings, everything is going to be as we see here. Valtteri Bottas is going to be on top. Verstappen second, Hamilton third. Hamilton had a mega drive. I believe he started around 11th to get to third. We started 14th to get to fourth. Yeah, Hamilton started 10th. We beat Vettel, Perez, Raikkonen, Lucas Weber, Norris finished 9th, and Pierre Gasly rounded off the point scorers. And there's 2 DNFs, Lance Stroll early in the race that cost the safety car, and Devon Butler later on. In terms of standings, we are more interested in the constructors' standings, where Mercedes lead the way with 40 points. We follow with 31. Ferrari are only able to manage 10 points because of Butler's DNF. Racing Point 4th, Alfa Romeo 5th, Haas, McLaren, and Toro Rosso having a single point scorer. Then Williams and Renault with no points. We were able to also nab the fastest lap, which is why we have 13 points. And I believe, as of right now, we can take the fight to Ferrari. We just need to find an extra edge if we're able to get it to Mercedes standard. So yeah, I'm gonna save the replays and then we can proceed.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Yeah, I really loved how the car felt. It was nimble, light, and it was a breeze to drive.
It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it?
Yeah, I'm not sure about what happened out there. There were some bad moves.
How do you think
I
Devon will
agree.
react to having not been able to finish today's race?
I'm certain he won't be happy. He loves winning as much as he loves racing.
Great. Well, that's everything.
So Verstappen is leading in our rivalry because he had a better finish position. He finished in the podium, but we took the fastest lap of the race because of our reverse strategy. We pick up a bunch of R&D points there. Our claim with most of the other teams except Mercedes is going up. Mainly, I think, is because Mercedes is the only team that beat us. And then with Red Bull, it went down because we did have some moments that weren't very argy-bargy.
You're not the only driver to be hounded by the press. Emails, like the one I've just sent you, will give you an insight on how your former Formula 2 rivals are handling the press. Be sure to check your emails regularly, as I'll be sure to send you any of the more, let's say, interesting press transcripts that come my way. Looks like one of your rivals has also been invited to a historical event. This could be a good opportunity to play up your rivalry for the press and expand your reputation.
I love that there was this part of the career mode where there's a checkpoint challenge or a pursuit where you drive some cars from the past. I see there's a challenge here that Verstappen's attending in Silverstone, driving the 2008 championship winning McLaren, and there's a Russian event driving the 2006 Renault that Alonso had. Those I believe I'll do in our next episode. For now, I just want to check if we can do something on R&D real quick. We put something on the powertrain and chassis department. We have 587. And I believe what is we're leading in the chassis department. I think we'll do another powertrain upgrade. This time the crankshaft. Oh, it's still not available. Then yeah, HPP factory quality control. Level 1. Then we're just gonna quickly look through our messages. Carl saying good going out there. They were worried about reliability issues and whatnot, but the good result has them pleased. Again, an email about the invitational events. Didn't meet the expectations for the weekend, as Carl says. And we should work harder on quality runs in practice an interview transcript from Lucas Faber here, but I don't want to dive much into that. I just want to keep more towards our own career mode. Then Lucas Faber and Devon Butler could be something I maybe read on my own, but I don't want that to be a huge part of this career mode. And I believe that is that. On to our next episode. We're going to see how that plays out. But this has been a very interesting race. Let me know in the comments what you like about it, and I hope to see you guys next time.